Alright, new ban list has happened. What does this mean for the game? We'll find out. I haven't really looked at it. I got spoiled a little bit, but I haven't looked at it in depth yet. So, banned. Wow, this ban sucks. All these suck. The Linkaribo ban is really bad. I don't like the Baron or the Borreload ban at all. I like the Summon Limit ban, that's good. I think that's... You know, it's just another Floodgate getting hit, which is good for the game. This hurt rogues so badly, though. What are rogue decks gonna make? Their in-deck things? Those suck. Limited... What? This sucks. Title is good. Everything else here is... not a good idea. Colossus is just a boring card that didn't need to come back. Chicken Game is another boring card that didn't need to come back. Anti-spell being hit is cool, I guess. Why not ban it? Who knows, but still. Protoss coming back is also not good. I like the semi-limited. I think that's fine. Whoa! That's crazy. Huh. I really don't think that that's a good idea for Malicious to go to 3. Harp Horror, I don't care. Terror Top, it's a little strong of a card, but I mean it's not game changing. Engage to 3 is cool. I like that. What are comments saying? Yeah, no one likes this, apparently. Yeah, Farfa, when I play against Snake Eye, I definitely feel like Linkaribo is the tipping point. They didn't hit a single Snake Eye card. This list sucks. Summon Limit is good. Bringing back Title is good. Those two are good. And Engage and Harp Horror are fine. That's like 6 hits that are not bad. Because, I mean, you gotta think. Baron's never gonna be in a Kashtira deck ever again. Borreload's never gonna be in a Kashtira deck ever again. Baron's never gonna be in a Sword Soul deck ever again, until they unban it, obviously. A Punk deck, any deck that makes Synchro Monsters, these are never gonna be here. What do you replace those with? Draco Berserker instead of Borreload? And it's just like Chengying instead of Baron? That's dumb. Yeah, I don't like this list at all. What are people saying on YouTube about it? I guess it did just come out.
Want to hit. I do just want to say, I've gone on record in some of my members only videos in speaking about how hard it is to actually balance this format. And that's because Snake Eye is almost completely composed of new cards, which Konami doesn't want to hit. Instead, I expect them to either unhit cards
I'm
from other decks that they
downloading.
did during the AGOV season, the Unchains, the Pearlies, etc., or hit kind of tangentially related generic links, things like Linkuriboh or Zealantis or the like. I can see that I was correct in at least one of those assumptions, but let's just do a little bit of a reaction and I'll talk about what I think it means for the format, what decks are going to be playable, etc., etc. You're just here to watch Pussy Boy make a funny face. The funny face! Okay, so these are perfect. Just reading these 4 forbidden ones, it's everything I could ever want. One of the really frustrating parts about modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that a significant amount of decks are able to put together really expansive monster combos, but
I forget that MBT just has a lot of bad takes.
unfortunately, no matter what tools you give those individual decks within their archetype, it always competes with, well, the fact that there are really powerful generic monsters that are almost always better than what archetypes are given. And those monsters are almost exactly Borreload Savage Dragon, Baron de Fleur, and Apollousa Bow of the Goddess. And I am so happy to see 2 of those taken out to pasture in Baron de Fleur and Borreload Savage Dragon. Also a very direct hit towards the specific build of Snake Eye that does not play the Fire King cards. That's because that build would go through a combo in order to end on the access to those monsters that would insulate it against otherwise very powerful.
So the dumb thing that's still dumb and still stupid is this doesn't hurt Fire King that much. Or sorry, this doesn't hurt Snake Eye all that much. They just have to play differently. The only thing they don't have access to is Baron Borreload. Like, their grind game is going to be just the same as it was.
Going second options like evenly matched and the like. I'm really, really happy to see those gone. Linkuriboh, unfortunate hit, but I think its time had really come. With respect to Snake Eyes specifically, it means that the first time you make Linkuriboh, you will never get negated by targeted pieces of interaction like Effect, Failure, or Infinite Impermanence afterwards in your combo, which is super frustrating if you're holding like 2 of those. And some limit, happy to see that taken out to pasture as well. It had basically replaced a significant amount of the cards in the extra deck, the slots in the side deck rather, that were where you would put like Gozen or Rivalry or Tikbu. I think what happened was Konami expected this card to not be as backbreaking because while it does functionally win you the game if you go first, it's not a card that you can play through on your own turn. Whereas something like Gozen Match for a deck that never runs into its restriction could just have it up at all times with no problems. The problem is, 1, you can turn it off if you're playing Snake Eyes by sending it for any of the Snake Eyes monsters or by way of original symbol spoils, and 2, it still wins you the game. Like, it doesn't matter that you are susceptible to it. You win. You know, who cares? Unfortunately, I've gone on record saying this, I don't think it resolves the outstanding problem, which is there are a ton of floodgates that fulfill this same purpose. I think the next one that people will be slotting in that 7 limit spot is deck lockdown, so
Yeah, I mean, he's got a point. Like I've said, I don't like this at all.
be on the lookout for that. Next up, the limits. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, this is disastrous. I've gone from immediately loving this list to being very scared immediately. So, Arch Nemesis Protoss, a really powerful part of an end board that a couple of decks in particular can access. That's not fun to play against at all. You would only ever play 1 copy, so its limit means absolutely nothing. It could be at 5.
He's right on that. What Protoss does, if you don't know, it'll lock you. You have to banish 3 different attributes from your graveyard or field to special summon Protoss. It has 2,500 attack, 3,000 defense, can't be destroyed by card effects. And you get to select 1 like attribute that's already on the field. Typically you'd select Dark because he's also dark but can't be destroyed. You destroy all dark monsters that are on the field, and you can't special summon darks for the rest of the next turn, I believe.
It wouldn't matter. It was played almost exclusively in Sword Soul, and I understand that by taking a card like Baron Fleur out to pasture, you are hurting Sword Soul. This is potentially a way for them to make up that difference. But it engineers a game state that is really unfun to play against. This is disastrous. Don't let this card back off. No one wants it. Tidal Dragon Ruler Waterfall's completely fine. I'm not going to redo the TMT because it's functionally the same deck, but I would be interested in playing that. Colossus. Wow, are they unbanning Tatsu next? This is an interesting one because there are pretty easy ways to get to Colossus by way of Cupid Pitch into what Nemesis Corridor, I think is the card that fulfills the entire condition of Colossus on its own.
I don't like Colossus
while
coming
Colossus
back.
is legal in Master Duel and has done hot nothing. Again, it's one of those cards that like is frustrating to play against, and for that reason I'm kind of upset. Kieran's completely fine. In fact, should have been removed like 3 lists ago. I'm glad we're leading the OCG on this. Like, take a hint, guys. Chicken Game is a really scary card to let legal. I will probably be jamming some sort of AFD list at the next YCS for this reason, just because it really increases the power of that strategy.
So something that I've held true in my good Christian beliefs for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is terraforming is a great card unless there are field spells that make terraforming sad. So in Master Duel, unfortunately, yes, terraforming is banned, but it's like, first off, they wouldn't do the hit that makes sense and hit the dumb cards. That doesn't make any sense. Why would they ever do that, right? But Chicken Game, Secret Village of the Spellcasters, all those dumb field spells are hit absurdly so for no reason, because they're still not playable. Like, they're not fun. You're not playing a game at that point. The field spell becomes the game, right? Like, Chicken Game becomes the game you're playing, and it's boring.
In particular, having a field spell that just goes plus without having to do anything archetypal is really big. And Anti-Spell Fragrance for 1 is very good. Honestly, should be put at 0. Another one of those automatic win condition floodgates. Next up. Wow, that's strange. So it looks like Armageddon Knight and Pearly Delicious Memory have been set to 2. If I'm not mistaken, those are from 1, and both could be at 3 tomorrow. Would not change anything. Armageddon Knight is one of those cards that's theoretically one of the best normal summons in the game because it can get you like a bunch of link material, but in practice it's super mid. Legitimately, what normal summons are allowed to do these days by virtue of Snake Eye Ash existing is really shocking, and for that reason, I can't imagine being scared of this. And Pearly Delicious Memory is a big deal for what? Think Bomb exactly? Is anyone else playing that deck to a serious competitive finish? I don't think that's actually the case. And then the Unlimits. Oh! There's your Bussy Boy reaction. So... Destiny Hero Malicious! They watched my fucking video. There's literally no other conclusion I can come to other than the fact that they watched my video. They watched my semi-limit video. They said, Joseph, you're so right. It sucks that this is Malicious's house. Let's get him back on the streets, baby. Destiny Hero Malicious at 3. Wow. So I hate to be like this, but this actually changes a great deal. So Destiny Hero Malicious is a really scary card to have at 3.
This is fucking huge for heroes, by the way. Like, you get 4 interactions off of having Denier plus Malicious at 2. You'll get 6. That's crazy. Hard for
you know, 2 free link materials and 3 is night and day, and 3 is just a little too many. There's also a number of problems that are going to precipitate immediately. While the most effective enabler for this card is Ice Hold and is now banned, they just unlimited Summon Sort in the OCG. I think actually we did not get the Summon Sort unlimited here, which is great news because that card is still pretty scary and can get Destiny Hero Malicious. Oh, its effects are negated. Oh, we're locked into warriors. There's no good warriors, you know? Wow. Additionally, it really matters for a Hero as well. Like, Hero would kill to have a free summon off of Malicious. They printed Denier so that you could get the 3rd Malicious again. Like, this is truly shocking. I think it literally helps it play through either one additional hand trap or puts like the Link 3 as part of the end board, which means that like you are never going to be able to get over Dark Law by battle, even if you...
I think what's cool is, it gives Hero a way to play through Nibiru. You play a little bit conservatively, but you still go full balls. As long as you have your extra hero Cross Crusader, you should be fine.
Pure DPE is outed, which is staggering. It's like, it's a truly huge buff. You know, as a hero enthusiast, I will definitely be jamming. I gotta go buy Malicious. I had max rarity hero, and now I'm 1 Malicious short. Hardcore to 3. You know, call me crazy, but I don't love this unhit. I've gone on record a number of times. I've been like, I think Hardcore is a card that's like really frustrating. It really gives the Orcust engine a lot of teeth, and it's not like Orcust is doing nothing, right? Like, you gotta understand a significant amount of decks are not playable by virtue of the fact that like Snake Eyes is so good, and one of those is Orcust, which has tops during this format. Now, of course, it's an engine in a larger deck, something like Horus, and maybe they play Bestial Resonator or some nonsense, but this is gonna make a lot more people tinker with that like pile of cards that have incidental synergy, and wow, I mean, just nothing to say about that. Speedroid Terror Top, huge for Goblins. I mean, it's unbelievable for Goblins. It's not that big of a deal. 2 or 3 Terror Top isn't gonna be the difference maker. Really cool for like the Speedroid cash decks, although I think those only play 1 Terror Top anyway because you never have an empty board because of the way the caches work, so you're always normal summoning it off of Rubber Band Shooter, or yeah, Rubber Band Shooter, I think. Oh god, it's been a while since I played that deck. And Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. Alright, I know I've been a naysayer of this card in the past, but I think this is probably fine at this point in time. I will say that this is not it's not a free unhit. It's not like no one's playing this. It's not like, you know, Sky Striker isn't strong. I think this will lead to the proliferation of Sky Striker as an engine, and I'm willing to be absolutely wrong about this. But the individual who won the Kriparian Master Duel Challenger Cup, I think, is someone that's was it Ivy? She was like posting lists in a Discord I'm in and played Striker Snake Eyes a great deal when it would have benefited her. And I think that that's something that people can now take seriously once again, especially with less anti-spell in the damn format. Striker's also just a really powerful deck, and getting to draw a whole bunch of cards is really strong. We are in a quote-unquote hand trap format, so more access to hand traps by way of more draws is certainly quite good. So how do I feel about this list? Well, it's hard to come away from this without the understanding that the best deck by a mile is going to be Fire King Snake Eye, exactly. It still has original Simple Spoil Snake Eye, which is the card...
Boo! Not true. I think Pure Snake Eye will still be good. It's just going to be using the links instead. What links, you're asking? Not sure! It's only 3 cards that you're replacing anyways. Also, you can maybe just use Anima. Like, if it's that serious. Like, people are going to be playing Anima in the main deck now, which is cool.
I'm really happy they didn't touch that because it really prevented Snake Eye from being used in flexible ways, which I think are cool and lead to unexplored archetypes being playable, like, of course, Fire King, but also things like TG and Infernoid as those come out. This certainly makes it a lot easier to beat a lot of Snake Eyes decks because now that there is a quote-unquote best build, your options for going second are a lot more targeted and effective. The lack of Pure Snake means that cards that beat those targeted options, like Iron Flare and Warlord Savage, are less available. The non-existence of a bunch of Floodgates is always something I'm on board for. Yeah, in general, I am pretty happy with what they've done here. They've kind of taken the teeth out of what is, I think, inarguably the best deck in pure Snake Eye by unhitting a bunch of really powerful cards and seeing if it can compensate. That said, I think there is some stuff that's missing from here. I would like to see the Sharvara reverted, the Airlifter reverted. You know, I think like theoretically, Rescue Ace Snake Eye could have been a power player if it had more copies of Airlifter, for instance. But hard to get behind that.
Yeah, he's right on those too.
I will be probably trying in the coming weeks a bunch of these strategies, both on YouTube and on Twitch.tv. So do either subscribe or go to twitch.tv/Yu-Gi-Oh! And follow me there if you want to see me tinker with these strategies.
Yep.
Most notably, obviously,
Go
the
follow
Hero.
him because
Also
we're
try some
using
old
his
top decks.
video for
Try,
my video.
Decks like Goblino, Pendulum with Kieran is just a completely different deck than Pendulum without it. And Pendulum without Anti-Spell is also big too. So I come away from this this ban list happy to see the actions have been taken. A little disappointed that they didn't go further in unhitting, and I mean really motivated to play YCS Raleigh under this list. I think it says it will be an
Granted, I'm just a little broke boy. I don't have enough money to go play the trading card game, even though I want to. I don't like the idea of this list very much. Colossus is just not a fun card. Chicken Game isn't a fun card. Anti-Spell isn't a fun card. Protoss isn't a fun card. Summon Limit gone good, but Borreload and Baron are not. I think that hurts Rogue so much more than people are realizing. Because what do you do in a Rogue strategy that has a tight extra deck, right? You have to make those count, so you need something powerful like Baron or Borreload, right? Let's think the TCG variation of Vanquish Soul, right? You play your 3 Fenrir, all of your Vanquish Soul cards, and then you have a few slots for like hand traps and all that, right? You're going to play Ash Blossom. Most people are probably going to be playing Ghost Bell because you can't play Max C. So you got at minimum 6 level 3 tuners, and then I play with 3 Burger, so 6 level 7 monsters. Baron was one of the things that helped that deck significantly so, because Vanquish Soul isn't established as to what it wants to be. It's kind of like a grind deck, but at the same time it's not. And Baron kind of helps solidify it as more aggression than grind. Now I think it's just kind of going to be eh. But all in all, out of 10, the Forbidden list gets a 3. The limited list gets a 3. No, my fault. The limited list gets a 2. Semi-limited gets a 10. This is good. And then the unlimited gets like a 5 because I'm scared. Anyways, that's it. I'll be testing more of these in Omega, Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega, pretty soon. Go check that out. I'll probably make 30 decks that can have Malicious in it and see how they benefit. First off, Tearlament's buff. Hey! The Aqua Gooners. Tearlament buff. But, yeah, overall, the ban list gets a 4 out of 10. Not very happy about it. Not very hyped for the gameplay it's gonna provide. But, hey, what are you gonna do? I'll see ya.